Hey David, when brands are looking for new suppliers, what are the most common traps they fall into?
I think since we have been working with more than 50 brands, and I'm very good friends with a lot of buyers, and I can give you some suggestions since I heard a lot of good stories when they are working with the other suppliers. I think the number one problem, which is the biggest problem, is usually the production are not the same standard as the sample you receive. And that normally happens because the sample was done by the best technician in the sampling room and the production was done in different places or outsourcing factories. So they are totally two different levels. And second is usually when you ask your supplier what kind of products can they do. If they say they can do everything, that's probably something wrong. Because a good knitwear supply, they shouldn't do many categories. Some really good ones or trading companies, they maybe can do 2 or 3 categories. But I rarely see a good supplier who can do all the categories. But there are many suppliers who will tell you they can do everything. That only because they're outsourcing everything, so they can do everything. But that means they can't do everything good. And number 3, when you are communicating with your supplier, and often when they are replying to you, they will say, okay, yes. I don't think that's a good answer, because if everything from you is correct, or if your supplier don't challenge your ideas, that means definitely your suppliers, they don't have their own opinions. I do not think they are professional enough. And number 4, when you are discussing some smaller orders or difficulty orders with your suppliers, you can look at their reactions. If they become much lower or less interested in these styles, I think that's also something wrong, because if the supplier only interested in the big order or simple order, that's definitely something that you cannot build a long relationship with them. And another good case is when you claim some small details or small problems with your supplier, they also become very cold with the answer or very slower with the answer or try to push away their responsibilities. I do not think they are good suppliers, and I think that's also a very good way to test your supplier. And number 5 is the price. I'm not going to talk about the higher price or lower price, but the problem may caused by is when you started to work with a supplier and they are quoting you very low price at the beginning, then you just get a higher and higher price afterwards. And the only reason is that they only want to attract you from the beginning with the low price, sometimes even unbelievable price, but later they were trying to get the margin from the new styles. Sometimes you just change some qualities and you change some details, then the price suddenly goes up. I think it's also not a good supplier, because you could not work with a supplier who has inconsistent price. They are just unpredictable in the cooperation. And then it will become very difficult when you are working with them. So overall, I think these problems you may have when you meet a new suppliers, and if everything is okay with above questions, I think they should be a good, at least a company who is more professional about what they do, and you can be more relaxed when you work with them. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions about flat knitwear, especially in the men's flat knitwear, you're very welcome to comment under my post. We are Spread Lead. We only make men's knitwear.